All right, so pretty much, these are things that vocab Heyman Malone would never speak on. One of the things is something I'm gonna play here. It's a Amalekite. This is on Instagram. I don't own it. Fair use, 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 fair use. I don't own the content to these videos. I'm just sharing information. I'm not making any money off of this content. I'm just sharing information. And these are the tiny tops. This devil right here. These are some evil ass motherfuckers, man. But no, less. Um, I want to play this one part here. The next individual that comes up, and pretty much he's saying that America is going to be destroyed, that America is Edom, and he quotes the book of Obadiah and Jeremiah 49. Now, I've never heard anybody speak about those chapters dealing with America, dealing with Esau or Edom being America, ever, except for the Hebrew Israelites. So now all of a sudden, mysteriously, everybody's tapped in to call America Babylon the Great and Edom and all these different things, and it's amazing to see, But nevertheless, let's just roll it. Let's roll it.
The United States have no future. Yeah. That's it. There's no other way of explaining it. Edom, which is America, is going to be destroyed. There's a lot of prophecies. If you want to go just for two of them to see, one of them is in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and the other one is in the book of Jeremiah 49.
See? So he called America Edom, right? He said, it's going to be destroyed. He said that you can find it in the book of Obadiah chapter 1, and you can find it in the book of Jeremiah chapter 49. Now, here it is. We've been talking about the Edomites being, the so-called white.
They've been watching us. They've been watching us. They've been watching us. And they see it. They did the research. They say, yep, these Israelites are correct. Edom is America. Edom is a particular race, a nation of people.
People, so-called white race, if your line goes back to the Edomites. And vocab, vehemently,
well, we don't take vocab serious. He's an ongoing joke. He's not a person to be taken seriously.
Against us about that. They say the Edomites are done away with and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But he'll never fix his goddamn.
Vocab will tell you in a minute he's there to defend the gospel. He doesn't know the gospel. The gospel is the whole book. It's the good news. Glad tidings in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, in the translation, the word is good news. When you go to Isaiah 61, Yahushua opens up the scroll, the books, in Luke chapter 4, and he reads it, and then the translation in the Greek to the English, the word is good news or gospel. But in the Old Testament, it's glad tidings. It means the same thing. Just different words means the same thing.
I have to speak against these people and say that
I can give you a report. Or I can give you the news. Right here, so and so reporting, or here coming with the news. It's synonymous. News and reporting.
That they're wrong on that. I'm going to have a debate with them. I'm going to go over there and have a debate with them and tell them that they're off, that the Edomites are destroyed, so on and so forth. He ain't going to do that because he's a fucking hypocrite. That's why he ain't going to do it. Let's see what else this devil says.
You'll see the destruction of Edom. So really, the United States of America is destined to crash miserably. What matters is that the fact is that the land of Edom, the United States, is going to be destroyed, and it's going to start with economy, and then it's going to lead after that to many other things. At the end of the day, Hashem is the one who's going to control everything, and it doesn't matter.
And Hashem, they don't call the name of the Most High. They say Hashem, which is Ha meaning the, and Shem or Shem meaning the name, Hashem. They say the name. Anytime they come across the word Yahweh, they say Hashem. Then you ask them, why you say Hashem? That doesn't say Hashem. Yes, but we were taught by our rabbis that when you see that word, you don't pronounce a word. You say Hashem, the name.
Who is going to put at the head of the United States to bring it down? It doesn't matter.
There you go. So there it is. Is vocab going to talk about that? Is vocab going to confront these people, these tiny tops, and tell them that they're going off as far as, the saying that America is Edom, that America is going to be destroyed and that America is found in the Bible as the Edomites, in the book of Obadiah, the first chapter, Jeremiah 49 and others. Of course he ain't going to talk about that. Just like he ain't going to talk about, Trump's former advisor, pastor, what's that devil's name? Robert Morris. He pleads guilty to child sex abuse charges. He ain't gonna talk about that. You know why? Because he's a fucking hypocrite. Here it is. Pastor Robert Morris, Trump's former spiritual advisor, pleads guilty to molesting a 12-year-old for years. And I'm almost positive it's gonna be probably a boy at that. You know what I'm saying? So is vocab gonna talk about that? A spiritual or a Christian?
Well, he's a small hat. He's a number of the small hat, man. That's why he defends them. He's a small hat his damn self.
Christian, pleading guilty.
Probably related to Nettie.
To molesting a 12-year-old, right? I'm almost positive it's a boy too. Is vocab gonna talk about that? Hell no. But he gonna talk about what we ain't gonna talk about. And that's why, Elder Pastor said, look, just avoid that goddamn devil like the plague. Because
we avoid him because he can't be taken seriously. He's a joke. He's a joke. You don't take a person like that seriously, or any of his ilk, any of his kind. You don't take his motley crew seriously. They're all a joke. Him, God Logic, and the rest of them.
Do is find yourself in a game of cat and mouse, a game of circumlocution. They're not gonna speak. They're not gonna tell the right thing. Matter of fact, all right, let's see. Gonna be a long shot. Let's see, 74 times. Right, Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. See? So even when we speak the right things, they prepare war against us. And this we're not surprised about this. But I bet you the goddamn devil vocabulary ain't gonna fix his mouth to say anything about that. You heard it yourself.
Anyway, you can watch the rest of this. This is live. I just put this on, so you can catch the rest of this. 17 minutes in. So this is the page, GMS Info Doc, channel 12. Shalom. On to the next.